What's up, guys? This is Ted. This is Nerds Make Sense. So, I want to talk about a movie that I watched that I kind of enjoyed. So, I'm going to give my review about it. First, let's talk about the backstory of it. In the 60s, there was a show made by Hanna-Barbera called The Banana Splits. If you don't know what that is, I don't blame you. It came from the 60s. I'm surprised I know what it is. But basically, it was a child-friendly show. They sing tra la 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 la, one banana, two banana, three banana, four. Basically, I don't know how the whole song goes. But there's these lovable characters. There's an elephant, there's a dog, there's a lion, and then there is an orangutan or a monkey or whatever his name is. But basically, these characters are a children's show, but they made a movie that came out this year that I actually watched, and it's not a children's show. It's a horror movie. It's October. It's spoopy season. I want to talk about it. So before I get into this is a low budget movie, and I mean low budget, and it's pretty crazy. And I'll talk about this later, but I liked it for what it was. The killing in this was pretty brutal. I'm not gonna do a full review of it. I'll just tell you what I think about it. I'll give it a 7.5. Actually, no, I'll give it a 6.5. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's not one movie you're gonna like. Oh my god, I gotta watch it again. But you're gonna be like, oh my god, it's so like horrible. I'm gonna watch it. That's how I feel about it. So basically, they just start killing people. Obviously, like I said, some of the kills you could tell the acting was kind of bad. It wasn't the best acting, you know. There was like Paige, she was a hostess, and she looked lifeless the whole movie, even when she found out like the banana splits were killing people. I'll talk about the banana splits. So I don't know their names, but back then in the 60s there were people in costumes, but in this one they're animatronics. We'll get into that later. So basically, an update went haywire, and they found out that the show's being canceled. So they said the show must go on. So basically, they kill the people. Hopefully, that eventually the show will go on. But I don't know how it will go on if they're killing people. That's instant, like, you're done, son. But basically, there's a lot of people in this movie. There's Dad and Poppy who are like these wannabe Instagram famous people. They want to be famous, so they're live streaming. There's a family who comes in. He gets to go because it's his birthday and he loves the banana splits. And this, you know what? Speaking about that, this is made in 2019. It's obviously made in present day, but they're in some kind of like, I don't know what kind of like standstill world that they still watch the banana splits. Like, it's from the 60s. Like, anyone who's a fan of the banana splits, they're in their 60s. So I don't understand how this little kid, and supposedly they're making new episodes like in this movie, so I don't know how that he got to go to a live performance. I'm pretty sure like the show ended in the 70s. So I don't know how it started like in 1963 and ended up in 1970. So I don't know how in this world that this show's still being aired with new episodes. But anyways, he gets to go, and then shit starts hitting the fan. Basically, the animatronics start killing everybody, and I want to say like some of this is like the scene. I was immersed into it because obviously how are you gonna go from a child loving show to a horror? And again, this is Hanna Barbera, so Warner Brothers and Sci-Fi came together to make this movie. So I already knew that it was gonna be like some kind of cheesy. Actually, it wasn't that cheesy. The story, like the writing was kind of, it was alright because I don't want to say bad because I sort of like bad movies. So I'm not gonna. I mean, I guess for people who actually go with like if the story's good, it was kind of bad. I mean, I don't know what you expected. It's like really Five Nights at Freddy inspired, and we'll get into that more later. But the basic premise is that they go around and start killing people. You know, the family fights back, and it's pretty good for what it is for being a banana splits like show. Like, cause I really don't know what they did in the old shows. I mean, you just went around and danced and sang and whatnot. But the killing in here is great. I'll give you some examples of the killing. So there's one basic killing that I thought was pretty crazy and brutal. Actually, there's two. So the first one, this man gets his face burned off by one of the banana splits. So he's getting his face burned off as his daughter watches. which is pretty crazy. And then there's a couple in this movie who get engaged, and as soon as they get engaged, one of the banana splits gets the fiance to kill her soon to be husband by cutting him in half with a saw, which is pretty brutal. But going back to like this is kind of low budget, the saw you could obviously tell was like tinfoil. I don't know what you want to call it, cardboard. So I don't know what it was cutting. But I really give it props for trying to go with it with what they had. Because like they obviously could have made this go completely like, oh, let's wink, like like a wink, like, hey, this is a movie, wink wink, you know what I'm saying? Like it could be like, I don't know, like they could break it, like they could try to break the fourth wall with this and be like, I don't want to say meta, like a meta movie. I don't know how to explain this. I'm not a moviegoer. I wish Manuel was here, but they don't really force the story too much. It's just like they go to the recording, these animatronics start killing people, and then you go to see where it goes with the flow with it. The acting isn't that great. There was actually one person in this movie that I actually was rooting for. So the mom, basically, the mom finds out she's being cheated on, and you find out that she's like she used to be like the super protective person, but then her ex or her husband died and she got remarried, but her new husband cheated on her. But the reason why that she was so protective was because I guess she was in a situation where she actually watched her husband die. She couldn't do anything about it. So you find out she was like this broken person, but then she becomes like freaking Rambo in this movie, and she starts fighting the animatronics, and she's like, like, here, hold my hold my high heels. I'm about to start kicking some ass, and I'm like, go, lady, go, because I'm like, I don't know where it came from, because she was just like a regular house mother. She's just trying to keep her family together, but she ends up starts trying to saving everybody, and I also give it props for like, I'm that kind of person who tries to see like, oh yeah, they're gonna die. They're gonna die. I'm trying to see who's gonna die, right? So I'm making predictions, and there's actually people who did die that I didn't expect, and there's also some stuff that bothered me, and I guess we'll get into that now. That's basically if I would recommend you guys to watch this movie. I wouldn't I wouldn't say it's the best movie, but if you're in for those cheesy like what the hell kind of like bad movies, shout out to you, Manuel, because Manuel loves those kind of movies. I'm not even, that's not like a diss. He really tells me he loves shitty movies, so I know he'll like this movie. If you're into like a good laugh and you just want to know what this is about, you should watch this movie because it was actually good. Sci-Fi did a good job with it for like what it for what it is. I don't want to say it's like a stupendous job, but let's get into some of these things that kind of bother me. So this is a total ripoff of Five Nights at Freddy's. If you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, I don't know where you've been, but for you who don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's is a video game where you play as a security guard at night, overnight at this pizzeria, and you try to survive because these animatronics come to life to kill you. Fun fact: so Warner Brothers and the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, Scott Cawthon, they came together and they were going to produce a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, but then they lost the rights to it because Scott Cawthon threw out. Oh, actually, I don't know what part of that. Well, they lost the rights because I guess it took too long because Scott Cawthon is a procrastinator and he takes forever with his work because he wants it to be perfect, not because he's not like a bad procrastinator, but he wants it to be perfect because he really loves his franchise he has. But then so Warner Brothers dipped out, and then he teamed up with the Blumhouse, the people who make horror movies, and they had a script and ready to go, but basically Scott Cawthon said the director liked it, the writers liked it, but Scott Cawthon said, "No, I don't like it. Throw it all away." So in 2018, when he got the update that he threw the script away, he was rewriting the script as we speak. But Warner Brothers was going to produce the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, so I don't know if this was what it was going to be like. And I'm sort of glad because I actually like Five Nights at Freddy's, and I hope that whenever this movie comes out, it's actually being taken care of by an actual, you know, horror movie. And Blumhouse makes a lot of like, I think I'm saying this studio right. They make a lot of good horror movies that are okay. I'm not trying to get Five Nights at Freddy to win a freaking Academy Award. I just want the show to do justice. And I know Scott Cawthon is doing well to do that by going with Blumhouse. So Warner Brothers was supposed to make this. So I'm wondering if this is what Warner Brothers had in mind, but they just redid it with the banana splits. And I don't, and I was wondering how they got Hanna Barbera to do this. I mean, I know it's not him. I mean, it's the company. It's Warner Brothers. They own it. So I was trying to wonder how like they got any of this to happen. So supposedly, Hanna-Barbera company came up and said like, "Yo, we need something banana splits right now. Sci-fi, can you do it?" And Sci-Fi's like, "Sure, we do movies. We did Sharknado like 16 times. Let's do it. This is good because we really need it." So Hanna-Barbera really wanted it rushed, and they're like, "Hey, we just tried to do an animatronic thing with Five Nights at Freddy's, but it didn't do good. We still have the stuff for that. Can we just put banana splits?" And that's how basically I'm sure it happened. So there's that. And actually, fun fact: the people who were close to the Hanna-Barbera who created the show said that Hanna-Barbera would have hated this because his intentions for Banana Splits was to, show loving, caring, and friendship. Basically, he would have hated that. Now they're over here killing people and murdering everybody. But that's besides the case. It happens. There's a instead of doing reboots, I wouldn't say this is a reboot. I don't know what to call this, but properties coming from old to new are as a reoccurring thing. We had Rocko's Modern Life, Rocko's Modern Life. We had Invader Zim come back after all these years. We had Hey Arnold have a movie after a long time. It's happening, but this is a fun way to do it. I mean, leave a comment down below. What do you think a show that you loved as your childhood should get a live action reboot into a horror movie? How about that? Let's see. What would I think of? What about if Doug was a horror movie? There you go. That's mine. Doug as a horror movie. Let me know what cartoon you loved as a childhood would be cool as a horror movie. And it can't be a horror or anything scary like that. It has to be something really off topic from a horror movie. So mine's is Doug from Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, whatever you want. They both had them. Anyways, back to this. So that was my problem with it. Basically, that it was a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff. I think that's why I enjoyed it as much as I can, as much as I did, basically, because it's like Five Nights at Freddy's. They could have did a lot more. I give it props for not, like I said, for not going too out of its way to make it super scary. I'm glad there wasn't like a jump scare. The plot, like, really just is that the show's getting canceled and these animatronics are killing everybody. No one sent them to do it. It was just a glitch. And I guess there was an update for them, and the glitch just happened, and they found out that they were being sort of like Chucky in Child's Play. Like the new Child's Play. Spoiler alert! Like he was tampered with to like basically not follow the rules and be self-aware, and basically that's what happened with these guys. And this is what the cause of it. The second thing that that bothered me is that so in the movie, they're not killing the kids, so that's like the opposite of Five Nights at Freddy's. The adults are getting killed, and like near the end of the movie, you find out that all the kids were captured, but their parents and the live studio audience, the cameraman, and everyone were all killed. So all these kids at the end of the movie had no parents; they were murdered. And at the end of the movie, that it wasn't addressed. Like the kids were just like, "Oh, we're saved," but they're not like, "Where's my mom and dad?" Like, where are they at? Like, "Oh, they got killed by the banana splits." "Oh, can I go home now?" That was basically it. Like, they really didn't explain it. Because when I seen the hallway full of dead people and they actually said that, I'm just like, "Bro, these kids are gonna flip." Like, they really just killed all these kids' parents. It's how are they gonna explain that? And they really didn't. And so, spoiler alert: there's gonna be a sequel because basically one is alive still. I'll say that much. One is alive, and you hear him laughing. So I don't know where they're going with this. Would I enjoy a second one? Yeah, I would, because it's like one of those cheesy bad movies that's really good to watch. So I would enjoy it. And would I? How would it be? I don't know. Don't know how there will be a sequel. So one's alive, so I don't know if it's gonna get its revenge or it's gonna become like a freaking chimera and attach parts of other animatronics to it. I don't know, but basically, there's gonna be a sequel, and yeah, basically, I don't know. Is it gonna be the next Sharknado? And is it gonna be like 16 banana splits? And is there gonna be You know what? I would enjoy that. Sharknado, as crazy and stupid as it was funny to watch. And sci-fi is in charge of it, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Banana Splits become like this new Sharknado full of like sequels with celebrities in there. Like, dude, it would be so fresh to see like Billie Eilish in one in a Banana Splits. Bro, that would be so crazy. And they start killing people, the bad guy. That'll be so wild, bro. I'll actually enjoy that. Like, I don't know. I at the same time, I think I'm just riding the wave of this being Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff. So I don't know, but I'll highly enjoy it. I would insist you guys go see this at least once. At least you could say you watched it. If you never seen Banana Splits, it's okay because basically it doesn't matter because they're just murderers. If you're a fan of like those kind of movies like Chucky and whatnot, or if you enjoy Five Nights at Freddy, you're gonna enjoy this. Like I said, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. That's probably biased because I think it's a Five Nights at Freddy ripoff. I sort of like it because it's not that. It's not just because of that. I like it because it's cheesy. It's a bad movie. It made me laugh. The kills are okay for what it is. You know what? Acting could be kind of better. Hopefully they work on that in the sequel. You know, give it like a fleshed out story because I really don't know why this glitch made them start killing people to protect their show. I don't know what the hell that was about. But hey, everything else played out right. There was no major there was no major stars in this. You know, I was rooting for the mom, but you know, there was no celebrity guest. At least I don't know. I feel like there wasn't. But yeah, you should check it out. Um, so like I said, this isn't a reboot. So this is like what I was talking about. Me and Manuel talking about how older properties are just coming back. Do I think they should do more of this? Yes. Do I think that they're gonna be good? No. Unless it's like Rocko's Modern Life, Invader Zim, Hey Arnold, or anything else that's getting rebooted. There's actually one I'm going to talk about later in a different episode about how I feel about this because I want to fact check it before. But I welcome, as long as you're not trying to like ruin the show. Like Banana Splits is a show that's already over. There's no super duper fan base till this day unless you're like 60 or 70 and you're like a super fan. There's like no fan base. The show's been over for a while in the real world, so you can't really ruin that. It's just a done deal. But like Rocko's Modern Life and Invader Zim, they came to just to like sprinkle in a touch of something unfinished business basically in their shows. But like if you're gonna come and like reboot something or try to reboot a show or like make it continue it, just don't ruin it unless you really just don't care. Like in this sense of this, like I said, like there's nothing to lose for the Banana Splits. You know what I'm saying? But other properties might have something to lose. You know, the fans of those shows might hate it. But I welcome everyone to at least try it once. Like if you're any companies listening, like give us a Danny Phantom 20 years in the future. You know, like I said it before. It's just what it is nowadays. You know, it's the years of reboots. Everything's getting rebooted. It's just gonna happen. And some older properties that you love, shows that you love, are gonna get something that get a taste of 2019 of the future that you're not gonna like. Are you gonna hate it? Yeah. Is it gonna ruin your life? No. Just let it happen. You know, we might not like it, but it's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure no one thought the Banana Splits were gonna go around and start killing people. But anyways, that's about it. I recommend you guys go watch this. I really don't know where I was going with this video, but I just had to tell you that this show, there was a lot of stuff going about like the Five Nights at Freddy's things, and this being sort of a rip-off of it. I had to tell you guys, because, you know, that's what I do. Shout out to the people who liked my videos. I actually had a couple people tell me they actually enjoyed it. Some of them were family, some of them weren't. I don't do this for myself. I'm not trying to get famous. That's not the purpose. Well, that was the kind of sort of purpose, but, you know, we're not that famous yet, obviously. But, you know, I don't do this mostly for that. I just like informing you guys. I like telling you guys. I like talking about stuff I like. You know, that's how we all do. So thank you for you guys for liking all the videos. Thank you for the comments. There's even some people commenting on here. I really appreciate it. Shout out to you guys. And yeah, like I said earlier, let me know in the comment sections. I want to see them. Let me know what show that you love from your childhood that should get a horror movie Yeah, that should get a horror movie. Mine's is Doug. I think Doug should be made into a horror movie. I don't know how, but I want to see people from Doug die. And if you ask Josh Emanuel, that's all I like, and I guess that's all I am. I'm just a fucking murderer, I guess. That everyone has to die, I guess. I mean, it's fresh in certain instances in like anime and whatnot. If like a main character dies, that'll be so fresh. That's what they make me out to be. But that would be so crazy if Doug, because Doug is like real world, just a kid in high school. If some like a murder party for Doug would be fresh to watch. What else is there? What about Rugrats? All right, never mind. Let me know in the comment sections what childhood show would you like to be made into a horror movie. Let me know. Thank you guys. I think I talked too much. It's hecka late, dude. I just wanted to upload this before I went to bed. I got work in the morning. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep a lookout for new videos coming soon. Go watch the ones that we posted before. They're up here, down there, in the playlist, whatever. I'll catch you all later. Love you 3000. Be kind to each other. And remember, give this movie a try, because you might just have a good laugh like I did. I feel like I didn't lose any time on this show. So, thank you again, guys. You guys are awesome. I am out for the final time. I said it like 6 times, but goodbye.